next 1 hour, I will be presenting with, the program content about this AWS Solutions Architect. So, which will be helpful for how the program goes through for the next 1 month, about 35 days approximately. So yes, to introduce an AWS Academy accreditor indicator also, I am also certified solutions architect and also developer associate. Along with my certifications, I have good about 25 plus years of industry exposure. So I worked primarily in major IT companies also as a data center. I worked up to a level of director also. So I have greater exposure in outsourcing, mainly the data centers. So the service support part and delivery part also I used to take care. Being expertise in the networking and of course operating systems. This security is also one more area where I generally focus along with cloud. Cloud is nothing but virtualized model of bringing the resources or the services to the requirements from the customer is called as the cloud. So I'll just explore about what cloud means in the few initial sections, and then also I'll explore about the AWS, why we should use AWS or why we are learning AWS. And also in this presentation, I'll also explore what we call as we will be exploring about the certifications also, because AWS is becoming very popular, and you all might be aware that the demand is growing at a very faster rate, and the supply is still not meeting the demands. So there is also a greater scope in this particular domain. But of course, what all things are needed to in order to become AWS certified people also will be discussed. Last but not the least will be your questionnaire. So just I'll go through the presentation. This is the initial introduction about AWS Solutions Architect. Please listen carefully and park your questions. You can ask me questions also later. So now, in your academies or in your generic areas, you might be understanding what a cloud means. It is very simple. Any service when you are bringing across a network, any service, okay, when you are bringing across a network like a storage or servers or software, anything which we call as a service and resources remotely. Okay, so this is called as in brief what the cloud computing is. And yes, there are various type of clouds. You all keep hearing public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. So this is all just an introduction. Few public is any services which you are bringing through internet. Okay, that is public, and which is unsecured. This is called as public cloud. Certain services we do host on public cloud. Certain services we exclusively host on the private. So most of the IT companies, because they do a kind of support to the clients, support or development or any kind of activities. So whenever they do such type of things, we call this as a private. Anything which is private, which is limited. I mean that limited means within your organizational scope. That is called as a private. And cloud means when you host across remotely. This is called as a private cloud. So we have to learn this kind of contents also during our syllabus. So and also the hybrid cloud. This is again a new solution. Does it mean is that you already have some resources with you. I mean at your location. It can be in your own private data center, etc. And if you want to host further services are interconnection between the services which you have on on-site as well as off-site, as well as your AWS or any other cloud service providers, we call as a hybrid cloud. So this on-site, off-site, etc. When you work across, especially from the cloud service providers, this is called as a hybrid cloud. And also some services we host on internet and some services we don't host on internet. So this is also called as on a private intranet. So this is also called as a hybrid cloud. Hybrid is a mix of public and private or on-site, off-site, etc. This is how you just understand about these three type of clouds. Whatever I'm discussing here will be a part of the course also, but there it is in the form of deployment. Please understand. And now, why should we learn this? This one slide will let you know. This one slide will let you know what is the market demand. You see this one? This is only for our understanding. It's It's nothing to do how much business what it does. So you can see the graph is going always towards the upper trend. We are almost $500 billion market in cloud. Okay, as of now, you can see almost nearer, or we have already crossed. So that is how the market is, and the trend is you see this year on year, there is an exponential growth. I mean, it's growing up to nearly around 20% approximately. You can see that 10 to 15% is normal, and sometimes it so happens that it even is crossing more than 20%. So, but thing is that you see this one in every cloud. When I say cloud, it can be like the IaaS, PaaS, or SAS. I'll be discussing about what are all those services means. So the market is also split across. So that is the reason why we are learning this cloud market, cloud computing, because the market demand is very high, very high. And just to understand about, these are all the few providers actually, few service, top most of our cloud service providers. You see this Amazon is leading among all. One third of the total cloud service market is hosted by Amazon Web Services. That is why Amazon has a greater reputation. One third of this, nearly 33 or 34% approximately. And next comes your Windows, Azure, okay, Microsoft. That is also very near. About 20% of the market capital in the cloud market is from Azure. And there are many other people also, like Google is there, OpenStack is there, and of course Liquid Web and many other service providers. If you want to go a little bit more details, this is the last year's market about AWS also. You can see this one. Only Amazon has done more, nearly one third, like 150. They have crossed 150 billion US dollars cloud market. Why and all those things also we will be discussing. Okay, so you can see other members also. Microsoft is also doing very well, like 20%. Google Cloud is also there, 9%. You can see IBM Cloud is also there, 5%. And many other members. Oracle Cloud is also becoming very fast growing. You can see 2% of the total market revenue, which is there. So this is only just to get an idea why we are learning this cloud market. Cloud by 2025, you can see even my expectation is towards 1,000 US billion dollars. So which is a good record. So now let us understand the technicalities of the cloud. So the days before 2010, so were mostly on premise, mostly an on premise. Slowly, when the cloud market really initiated, cloud was divided. So before that, the concept was virtualization. So virtualization and all these things has transformed into this cloud. So what is this IaaS, PaaS, and SAS? Some of you might be aware of all these things. So whenever you want to host a product or a service, so now naturally we need to the inbuilt, like you need to bring your own servers, you have to do your own network, storage, virtualization, operating system, licensing, and of course your applications, your runtime, and then you have to start coding. There is a process for all these things. It may take 2 months or 1.5 months or something like that, minimum 6 to 8 weeks. And naturally, after doing that, also you have to wait till the application is ready. So instead of that, the cloud market is now distributed in three models. So you can see in IaaS there are ready-made, I mean appliances, like you can have a server. Like we go to the market and we ask for an i3 laptop. Okay, sir, this is the model which is there. Which brand you want, sir? Okay, I want HP, I want IBM, or I want Lenovo, or any brand you can, like that. Similarly, here also there are cloud providers. You ask for an infrastructure. I want with the two CPU with about 8 GB. Okay, you'll get it, sir. That is how infrastructure as a service. No, I want only exclusively about 100 GB of storage where I want to keep all my data infrastructure. Okay, you can have storage. You can have like that. When the server is included along with an operating system and middleware and runtime, like a Linux server, I want. Okay, Windows Server 2019 I want, 2000 Server 22 I want. Okay, then that's called the platform as a service, where you can deploy not only that servers, it can be storage, it can be networking, it can be operating system, it can be connectivity of between, and the functionality, all these things. Like today we speak about certain important areas like high availability. So these are all again platform services only. Like not only that. the load-based load balancer, auto scaling. See, all these concepts will bring the confidence of the customer to use the service uninterruptedly. So this platform as a service is also provided, is also provided by many cloud providers. And of course, the last one is that just ready to it. I have a code of Python. Okay, I have a code of Java. Just run that. So why should I worry of all these things? That is SaaS, software as a service. There no need to worry about the behind architecture. What is what? Just you have to have a code and just run across. Today we are running across many providers to choose the requirements and at a faster rate also. Gone are those days, waiting time, getting time, development time, and all those things. Today, the development time of a particular activity is very fast compared to the models which are there. This is because the main background is the cloud. And one more advantage is in the cloud is that the biggest advantage in the cloud is that you need not manage all those things. There are reputed service providers which will take care about the cloud. Okay, and second advantage in cloud is that we cannot forecast business when we are starting a business on the day one. So when we start a business, every business requires IT. So how do we predict the business after 1 year or 6 months? So gone are those days. Like you need to buy the infrastructure for at least a plan of about 2 to 3 years, and then you host it in a traditional data center and all that. Now today we are in an elastic world. Is that you ask, they give the requirement based on you. No, you again change. Okay, they provide again the same. What they charge is only the difference. They don't charge the complete thing. So earlier, when you buy a laptop, or I'm giving an example, when you buy a laptop, you return back, you'll only get peanuts, very less. But here it's not like that. That is called as an elasticity. Your demand increases. Okay, your business is not doing well. Okay, you can reduce. You get, I mean, you pay only for the uses. This is also biggest advantage in the cloud. So because of various factors which are coming across, see, I am running a business where I have very limited knowledge on IT resources. So what should I do? What should I do? I can go into the cloud, just plug in. I want so and so server, or I want to deploy an application so and so. We can start working on that. And the backups, the solutions, the rest of the other things. Why should I worry about the power conditioning? Why should I worry about air conditioning? Why should I worry about the behind infrastructure like high availability and all? Just plug in. In this way, this all these applications are made much simpler in this model of cloud computing. That is one of the reason most of the companies, like large companies, of course, the startup companies also, I tell you, they start their business on their cloud so that they get lesser, lesser money they can invest, and also more place for them to work, etc. They focus only on the application, or they focus only on the requirement given by the client. So this is why this cloud is becoming very fast. Now let me tell you, because of Amazon's wide range of infrastructure, wide range of appearance across the globe, okay, AWS has become very, very popular. And let me tell you, not only that Amazon has a wide range of availability, it also has wide range of services. People get attracted because of the services. People get attracted because of the services. These services are available. Today, you ask about a technology. You ask, there is many kind of technology. Some people work on gaming, some people work on big data, some people work on data sciences, some people work on blockchain. Okay, not only that, many IoT. These are all the fast coming technologies. And you see, all these technologies are available in AWS. You need not worry about the behind architecture. So where do I get these data sets? Where do I get this one? Where do I get the technology? Technology is there. Just you can start working on these particular grounds. So that's the reason Amazon has a greater, scope of what people's reachability. Not only that, I'm not, when I say Amazon, is this the Amazon only is giving? No, the other people also are giving, but not as much number of services what Amazon is giving. So the fastest growing in public cloud, hyper growth, fantastic pay also. Yes, Amazon gives a good pay, loads of fun. So people may think that, oh, when it's not visible to me, what I'm doing, because the servers are located somewhere else, and also the technology is remotely, we may think that it is complex. No, Amazon has made everything in a spoon-fed way. We should only need to know about the technology background. Okay, that with that, even I'll tell you, a level 3 kind of person also, tasks also can be done by a level 1 if he understands about the model. No need, gone are those days. Oh, writing a scripts, writing a code for a long. No, not very much needed. The thing what we really need at this point of time is understanding about that. And also there are script builders, code translators, etc., which will make you very easy. That's why we always say that not complicated as you might think. Everything is not is that thing is that what is the target for AWS is that once you sign up this course is you can gain knowledge, and second thing, gain knowledge means is the real time knowledge. Amazon doesn't see training different and also implement in real time implementation. Both things are same. What you learn needs to be deployed in the real time. That's what. So the real time and training, no simulations. We have to do everything live. So this is how Amazon really places you in this particular domain. So what is the experience which is required? Yes, for certain things, even though I say that no prior experience, no prior major experience, just an academic knowledge is enough. A background of especially for solutions architect, I'll tell you fundamentals on networking is enough, and a little bit on knowledge on operating system is enough. If you do that, yes, absolutely, you can gain this particular AWS solutions architect knowledge. Okay. And now let me just tell you, because all of you are IT professionals, more or less, and also in the IT domain, I'll just tell you this is a presentation from Amazon AWS Academy itself. What are the roles? What will I get once you join in companies, especially in the domains of Amazon AWS or the cloud computing? There are various kind of roles. Like you can be called as an IT professional. You can see this one. The titles are IT administrator, system administrator, network administrator. So these are all the roles which you can focus once you complete this kind of trainings or certifications. Okay. So this is IT professional. We have various kind of roles also. IT leaders also who has some kind of good knowledge on overall implementation. So this is a leaders basically team of that's also called as a team leader or IT manager or IT director or IT supervisor. So Amazon has given a room for everyone. I'm not speaking about only for solutions architect, room for everyone. It is there for developers, leaders, and of course your architects also. And of course the operations people also. Many, this is kind of developer. So who writes, tests and fixes the code, thinks about APIs, about the projects and applications. So what they are called as software developer, system architect, or software development manager. Any of these roles fit into this particular role as a developer. And of course, your DevOps engineer is a little bit high standards. I mean that you need to know the life cycle about the application from the requirements till the deployment, and also not only that management or monitoring, etc., and see that it is continuous deployment is available. So this is called as a DevOps engineer. Okay, infrastructure. And Amazon do supports all these kind of activities, especially in the cloud itself. That's why this role of DevOps is becoming very popular as of now. DevOps engineer, reliability engineer, build engineer, whatever you say. So these are the job titles. And for us, there is a piece. This is called as a cloud architect. So cloud architect, system engineer, system analyst, all these things are the roles for us. I mean, for this particular course. So what is expected is that stay up to date with new technologies, help to decide what to use, provides documentation, process, and tooling to developers. Yes, we need to give the system basically to the developers so that they work on the code once once the process is defined. Gives developer freedom to innovate. Common challenges are the resource management, cost optimization, define the best practices for performance, reliability, and security. I'll also go a little bit more technicality. Amazon always focus on there are 5 pillars, like you sit across on a chair with four legs. Like Amazon also works on all these ground. Out of which this cost optimization, resource management, and all these things are very important. I mean that client trusts you only in these grounds. Okay, you're working on my requirement, yes, and also you are planning the best possible solution, cost optimization, more resource management, best practices. So this is how the tools are designed in for the cloud architect. We need to understand about how what tool will provide what exactly. Okay, so now let me just overview about the certifications on Amazon web services. Please, this is very, very important. Why we focus on certifications is that whatever you have learned, you have to prove. If you prove, then the market really recognizes you. That is one area. And believe me, Amazon certifications are globally valid. Globally valid, and also it is people may think it is okay without certification, but definitely today the human resources people for any IT companies, they value especially this kind of certifications a lot, a lot. It's not a big thing, which if I say that even for a fresher also, once anyone who is getting a certification on Amazon Web Services like Associate Solutions Architect or something like that, so even he may get more than 10 lakhs per annum. So that is even for a fresher, I'm saying that. So there is a huge potential. There is a huge potential in the market. Only thing is that, so then why should we get certified basically? Whatever we have learned, if you have learned perfectly, then yes, you can go for the exam. That is the only way to prove ourselves. So that's why this certification is a very, very essential. Just to go through what are all the certifications which are available, this one slide will tell you. There are three fundamentally domains which are there, especially in the areas: foundational, associate, and professional. See, for anyone, I mean that it can maybe a technical person or a non-technical person or a CEO or what we call as professors or anyone who is there, so they can easily learn this foundational. Foundational is nothing but cloud practitioner. So this will give you an understanding about the Amazon web services, the cloud essential features, what is there, and how we can understand what are all the domains which are there. This is the one. Not very much technicalities will be there in this. Okay, just an understanding. I mean, you can see the various services which Amazon provides. Broader understanding will be there in practitioner. Technicalities, doing hands-on, maybe very less in cloud practitioner. So if you want to be a serious, I mean, architect, then I say that architect mainly focus on four domains. I tell you, since this is the course which we are into, I'll explore a little bit more on solutions architect. And of course, we have parallels also along with that in associate. One is for developer and the other is for operations. Okay, that is a different one. But in architect, you will see broadly four domains which will be focused very high. One is servers and storage, the first domain, which is very, very important. Servers means that we need to deploy. We hands-on, basically, everything is hands-on. Associate is completely technology based, hands-on. Like when I say about servers and computing, you need to deploy a Linux server or a Windows server, depending on the client's requirement, and also attach storage, data storage, like backups, and all these kind of things will be there. That is the first domain which you can see. And the second domain, where along with this, in the first domain itself, you need to see about the main important additional services load balancing. I mean that once the load triggers automatically, how you can organize your web server to be balanced. Like we call it a cluster. Okay, servers availability, etc. will be there, and also this kind of auto scaling also. If more transactions are coming, then automatically how to scale up the servers. So this is also a part of domain one, which is there. And of course, the other domains which is there, the most important one is the networking. Networking. We need to know about the TCP/IP. Along with that, we need to host about the services on virtual private cloud. I tell you, it is very, very, very required in the real time virtual private cloud. I mean that we are on internet, but still how we can connect to the private cloud. So for that, yes, we have to learn VPC, that is virtual private cloud. We also go ahead based. See, VPC contains a lot of networking terminology. Like you need to understand about subnets, you need to understand about routes, you need to understand about gateways, and all this kind of stuff will be there in networking. And along with that, we also learned about many other networking services. Like we learned even concepts on VPN to deployment also, like how to host an open VPN server and how to connect from your on-premises and how to basically communicate between your on-site and off-site. So VPN is a trusted service. We learned that. Not only that, still more services are there in networking. Like we have a concept called as deploying a DNS server, like a domain name system, how to host a website. So we will be learning. We will not be learning about the what we call is the coding part. Here we only learn about the concept of how to host a website. You register a domain, from that domain, how to attach the website, and you see at least you prepare a hello world. We will do that. So this is all there in networking. Still more are there. So along with your networking services, we also need to learn about the third domain, which is mostly on security. Uh, yes, security is the largest domain which customer focuses a lot, because whenever he hosts in his traditional data center, he has a visibility. But when you host on a data center which is not visible, then customer may have worries. But how will we prove that? Yes, all the services are secured. So there are many services which are there where will be learning about how to basically like identity and access management, how to secure, how to attach profiles and portfolios, and of course not only that, the roles, how to create a role and how to create users, okay? And based on that, we have to provide the what we call as the policies. So all these things will be discussed. Not only that, we have many other security services, like you have your artifacts, how to bring out the compliance report, cognitive services, and of course, the well-architected framework, and all these things are deployed in your security. And not only that, we have one more important domain, that is management and automation. So what does it do? That management and automation is that, you see this one, like today world is coming towards the entire infrastructure. I want in a piece of code. What is the advantage? Just deploy that, automatically the entire resources are ready. So that becomes very easy. Like I bring out a recipe, just throw that recipe in the resources, automatically the cooked food should come. So I want a device like that. People are ready to buy such type of devices. So same thing here also. I have all my requirements. I write a piece of code, just run that piece of code, automatically my infrastructure should be ready. Whether it is an application, whether it is a server, whether it is a runtime, everything. It is a storage, everything. So that type of things are called as infrastructure as a code, and this is becoming very very popular. And also like a platform as a service, like a beanstalk service, and of course we have some other additional services also, like software as a service, like a lambda, etc. All these things will be taught in this automation. Not only that, how to pull the graphical reports about the performance, that is a cloud watch, how to pull out the logs and do an analysis, that is cloud watch and cloud trail. So not only that, how to push the notifications, how to push the queuing services, etc. will be taught along with this solutions. So we have approximately, I tell you, 25 to 30 services in this solutions architect, where everyone needs to understand about these services. One is understand, second is to deploy, and third thing is that you need to have a kind of what we call as a runtime memory. Basically, once what happens when we run this in that way. So this program is completely interactive. Means that when I teach, you have to do along with me. That is the kind of program which we generally do. And yes, there are other domains also, like developer and operations. Like in developer is the second one, which is along with us architect. That is meant for strictly for the programmers. I mean, who are good in the programming. They should have at least one programming knowledge minimum. I tell you, in developer, one, whether it is a Java, or I mean like a Node.js or PHP or anything. They should have, or even a C++ or anything. They should have one programming minimum knowledge which they should have. So what they will be learning? See, they will not be learning VPC, VPN, and all those kind of stuff in developer. So they will be mostly learning on what we call it the SDLC, like software development lifecycle, like how to make use of Git and Git commit, and of course the life cycle requirements phase to the monitoring phase, the code commit and code pipeline and code. So all this kind of environmental you can see in the development environment. So the focus of this development environment is towards the DevOps, but here the focus is towards the infrastructure. So we have several resources also like that. And a couple of years back, I mean 3 years or 4 years back, Amazon has introduced another domain which is called as a specialty. Specialty. You see, there are six boxes over there. If you want to specialize any of the services, you can go through. That is gaining specialization in any one of the domain, like a security or a machine learning or a database, advanced networking, analytics, Alexa skill builder. So keep on introducing. But what is suggested is that, see, people cannot go into specialty directly without understanding the cloud's resources. So either they should take up any one of like a cloud practitioner or a solutions architect or a developer or anything, and then they can go for specialty. They cannot go directly over there because they have to understand about the services that much. If you are a solutions architect associate, it is very well you have a ticket to the industry. I mean, especially the cloud architect. So very few people go further to go towards professional. Professional is a live scenarios based examination, I tell you. So you need to understand the scenario. The concepts are same, the topics are same, but it will be the standards, the question standards will be tougher. Will be tougher. So from the top to bottom, you'll see a question, okay, the scenario, and then you have to answer the best one. You feel like seeing all the four answers should be correct, but which one is the best? So in that way, that is how the solutions architect professional is fairly tuned. So the eligibility to do this professional is that minimum associate needs to be done, then only you can go for professional. And again, I say that for doing this associate, you need not write anything on foundational. Foundational is different, associate is different. Okay, the foundational is a practitioner. There is no requirement that you need to be foundation. You need to write foundational, then go for associate. But for professional, you need to write associate and then go for professional. So cloud foundational is mainly meant for the top level people just to have an outline understanding about the cloud market. It may be good even for the entry level people to the industry also, but that is not sufficient. It is good. Okay, if you want to move into the technical domain, yes, this associate level is a must for in order to achieve a good decent role in the industry and also a big package. Okay, so this is about the certifications. If there are any questions also, I can take your questions. Okay, so now after choosing this AWS, I think this is the global infrastructure map. Just I'm giving an outline why I have to choose this global AWS itself. The pink balls or the orange balls which you see is the locations where Amazon has the infrastructure that is called as a data center, where they park huge millions of servers in a particular location. This is called as a data center, where they have the background infrastructure. Like I tell you, what is the background infrastructure? For every server, it requires power conditioning, cooling, backup, network, redundancy, storage. All these things are necessary. Without that, you cannot run your business. I tell you, you cannot run your business smoothly. So these sophisticated data centers will provide all the infrastructure and the readiness. What Amazon will tell you is that whenever you take a server or you host a server, you get more than 99.9%. That is the availability which they say. So how do they do? We need to basically tune the requirement, but the infrastructure availability is there. You see, even in India also, we have one in Mumbai, and by this June or August, we should be able to see another regional, that is the 25th one coming in Hyderabad. So you all might be aware of that. So that is one of the reason there will be huge number of openings which should come across very soon, once the data center is done. And you can also imagine why Amazon is going for a second data center along with Mumbai in Hyderabad, because there is a lot of I mean support or a lot of development which is happening across, and lot of traffic which is flowing across from India itself. So you can see very soon that particular activity also going on, and you can see the numbers also in between. Some are 3, some are 2, some are 6. One is 6 actually in North Virginia if you see carefully. So what is all these numbers? So it is like whenever I say in Mumbai, there are two availability zones. I mean that a big data center, different, which are totally isolated. Two locations are there. Two. I mean what we call as zones. Zone one, zone two. Both of them are totally isolated. They might be connected only with a local area network, high-speed local area network, but both of them has an independent power zone, network zone. Everything is independent. Even if this fails, the other one will be there. So in order to have the high availability, Amazon has also given multi availability zones. Two availability zones means that two different data centers itself physically separated. Physically separated. That is how Amazon classifies. You can see much of the data centers are available in North America as well as Europe, and also in you can see in east of Asia, like Korea, and of course Japan, and of course the part of China. Hong Kong is also coming across. Singapore is also there, and of course you can see in Sydney. All these areas where you have the least density is there in Africa, but still you can see in South Africa there should be coming very soon. So this is how the global infrastructure map is coming across. And overall, whenever you host a server, all these servers are connected with a high-speed internet lines from region to region. Within the availability zone, it is local area network lines. So these all concepts, and which will make you the servers available to any part of the globe. So when I say about 245 countries, the reachability is there. So what happens? There are many other countries where, if I say about Sri Lanka or Bangladesh or nearby countries where you cannot see any regional data center. So for those kind of things also, where the traffic is less, we have a concept called as edge locations. Edge location. So what is an edge location? Amazon has invested, okay, a location, edge location where the traffic is less. Even in India also, you have an edge location in Noida, you have an edge location in Chennai. As of now, you have an edge location even in Hyderabad also. What does it do? It brings the nearness of the data center just near to you. It increases, it increases the server availability. It reduces the hops from your location, wherever you sit, to the data center, to the nearest data center. Thereby, you can see lower latency. So this is also called as a cached locations. So I'll show you the map. You can see this one. This is a kind of edge locations. Even in India also, we have three locations. Cached content means that whatever programs you use or whatever the server traffic which is coming will be cached. There is no presence of servers, but the content what you are accessing, whether it is from North Virginia or whether it is from Sydney or Singapore or whatever it is, the content is cached so that the users will not face that the content is coming from a far distance. They can still see that the content is next to them. So this is one of the reason. Please remember this one. Why we use this one is to see that reduce the latency, and this is also called as a cloud front network. Whenever you hear a word called as cloud front, this is the one. This is the one. These are the one which increases the speed or the performance or reduce the latency. After all, what we are promising, the availability is the most important thing for a business to run continuously, and these are the factors which increases the performance and also the availability. Okay, so this is about the edge location. Now coming to the academy, or coming to the learning part. So we have a kind of free tier learning. So when I say free tier, means that Amazon, once you create an account, Amazon gives you free of cost to access. So like when I say about all these things are free, not only that, there are many other things which are free. 750 hours of server per month, per, technology. One for Unix, one for Linux, and one for Windows. That is 12 months free. Free. Amazon will not charge you once you create an account. It's like account creation is as simple as like your creation of your Gmail or Hotmail or something like that. Okay. But here the requirement of your account creation requires your email account, valid email account, and valid mobile number, and also the card. Okay, your debit card or credit card. This thing is that if you are doing anything much beyond that, Okay, again, I tell you why they charge a card, because is that not to use the services as you like. You have to learn in a proper guided manner. If you do that, I tell you, till the end of the training, you will only be with zero rupees only, 0 rupees only. If you do anything without with half knowledge or unintentionally or something like that, maybe out of ignorance or something, then you may get hectic bills, because you will also be losing ignorant because of ignorance. And Amazon also is providing a huge infrastructure for you, as a fuse. Suppose instead of launching a one server with 1 GB RAM, if you launch about say, about eight CPU and about 64 GB RAM, it is wastage for them, and we may not use. That is secondary, but it is a wastage. So to restrict such type of things, Amazon comes through. Either you can go through the academy learning or proper instructor training. So if you learn once this instructor model training, then definitely you are bound not to lose any of the resources. I tell you, it can be card. So that is why Amazon takes that card as a backup. He will not charge you if you over do anything out of anxiety or ignorance or anything. Then only the bills will come. Otherwise, no. So like that, as a free tier, we will be learning most of the services hands-on using the free tier the best. Like you can host a database system. You can even host to like S3. S3 means the storage service, a simple storage service. Or even you can use this Lambda, that is a software as a service, 1 million instructions per month. Like this, many services are there. And even there are some things which are not shown here. 30 GB of volume, like your D drive, E drive, etc., can be attached to the servers, and then you can do all these kind of things. So now this is about the free tier. So we most of, and the second model is that since you will also be given an academy access also, you can do exercises even through the academy portal also. All these exercises, one way is to do from the free tier, the other way is to do from the academy given what we call as in the academy portal. You have the videos also. Okay, along with the videos, you have some notes, but notes will be a little bit tedious, and also some guided labs also will be there, where the documentation is given, and then you have to do all the exercises. For that, again, the Amazon access will be given. Of course, there will be some dollars also will be credited into that. About $100 will be credited. We will be using only in that particular area. But we have some limitations in that. We cannot do all the services, and also timings also. He might give for 4 hours to 6 hours only. You have to finish off that exercise. You have challenge exercise also. Once you complete all the things and knowledge checks and all these things, you are entitled for Amazon's certificate also. Okay, the training completion certificate from Amazon directly. You will also get a digital badge also, where you can link up in your resume. That is one. That is one benefit if you are going through the academy. And second one is that all of you, once you complete through the academy, you will also be given, if you are going for an examination, you will be given 50% discount voucher. So normal market price is about 150 US dollars, but here you are getting for about 75 US dollars. Only through the academy people only they will get, not direct people will not get. So that is the greatest big advantage once you sign up through an academy. And yeah, like as I mentioned, these are all the services which you are going to learn as a technology upfront. I tell you here, in this foundation service are mandate for everyone, for all the technologies like associate, like whether you are a solutions architect or whether you are working on what we call as a developer or operations. Only the focus area will be drifting towards at a later stage. Like you need to learn about what is EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud, that is the compute domain, Lambda, which is software as a service, and many other things like you see the storage gateway, CloudFront, and of course storage gateway. These are all common concepts. You will be working on database, you will be working on networking, you will be working on administration and security. Especially as I mentioned, IAM is the most important service which we see, and of course CloudWatch, CloudTrail, all these things are administration part. We'll also learn about the management components like cloud formation, and of course analytics also has been added to some extent, not completely, like Kinesis, which I'll be discussing about those things also during the curriculum. And we have many other services in the application services like queuing and email services, Okay, so these things are part of solutions architect we'll be learning, and also notification services. Okay, so this is in broad about all the services which we are going to learn. Okay, in AWS services. Yeah, any quick questions? If you have, yeah, I'll take up. But let me also tell you the outcome of what we call is once you learn this solutions architect associate, what you need to achieve. It is very clear that learning partial will not really gain anything much. Amazon has clearly given the academia learning. So that is available in this exam blueprint also. I mean, you can download this one, or you can say in Google, just say that solutions architect blueprint, you can download that. So we have to follow, and this is an extract from the blueprint itself. So you should have hands-on experience using compute, networking, storage, database services. It's not that database means hosting of database. Like you need to understand the APIs. You need to understand about the CLI, API, and also SDKs a little bit, not very much. Hands-on experience with AWS deployment and management services, ability to identify, define the technical. These are all the outcome. Where so at the end of the course, you will see that all these things are well understood, and you need to show wherever hands-on is there, hands-on. Wherever understanding is required, understanding is required. So once you are ready, you can even go for the examination. Okay, and
Sir, I have one doubt.
yeah, yeah, if you want, yeah, please ask.
As a beginner,
Mhm. Yes.
what is your how to suppose somebody is passed out BTech computer science, BTech electronics or mechanical? First
Mhm.
of all, this Amazon related jobs, is there any qualification barrier? Number one,
Okay.
whether they even if graduation is sufficient, BSc, somebody do BCom or somebody minimum graduation, if graduation is there, is it okay? Number one. Number two, as a beginner, how to start? So, what is a prerequisite for learning going for the cloud architecture to
Okay.
become a cloud engineer?
Yeah, I'll take up. I have taken your questions. I'll complete this few lines and then I'll answer that.
Okay.
It is very simple. Yeah, this particular slide will answer some of the questions which you have asked, Madhu. See the benefits of AWS certification. As I mentioned in the beginning itself, certification is a way to prove yourself that you have a prominent knowledge, especially what all technicalities which I have focused. Yes, it will be given the certification valuation. And as many people do often ask couple of two questions. What is this? Will I get a job after doing this? Will I get what we call as better offers or more money if I learn this? So these are quite common questions. These are quite common questions. Thing is that industry has number of professionals, number of people. Industry is coming across. But thing is that the valuation, once you get your certification, once you know this deployment, see again I tell you, just gaining the certificate will not gain you anything, but the gaining of knowledge is more important. So whether see in bachelor's will be given a different scale. Sciences people, as I mentioned, that Amazon is there for everyone. So once you complete the certification, so the main important thing is that you have a validation and you can keep it in your resume. Are consistent and Amazon certification are consistently listed among the top paying infotech certifications, and you get more opportunities for interviews, okay, for aspiring cloud specialists, and higher wages once hired, are recognized industry-wide as reliable and well-designed technical credentials, demonstrate the credibility and dedication to your cloud engineering career path, provide access to a network like-minded peers and AWS thought leaders. Requires recent, of course, every 3 years this certification needs to be revalidated. Otherwise, people may not update the current requirements. So these are some of the see, as I mentioned that a couple of things like higher wages will be there, and of course your recognition will be there to enter into the industry. There are many number of people who have just completed their academics, but they are unfortunate. They go to every industry saying that I want a job, I want a job, I want a job. So thing is that industry's outlook is also very clear. Industry can definitely pay you, but they should also understand that how much you can do really for them. So, no doubt, your curriculum, what you have learned in your classroom, is good in academics, but the professional environment, that is the what we call as the industry, it has a different outlook. Along with your professional environment, if you have the along with your the academic environment, if you have the professional environment, this you can easily be hired into the industry. That is what which I wanted to say. So this is a kind of thing where once if I say this is academics, this is the industry. So directly absorbing is very less. Okay, but if you do the chances, I mean to say, it's not less, it is the chances. But if you have something like a bridge, then automatically these people can run into the industry very easy, safe, and with a higher package because he has a proven knowledge. There is something which like people like Amazon or Microsoft who is offering. So for that, if these people do, I mean the industry, the academy in do the homework or they get the certifications, they get easily hired across to the industry. That is one. And also for the people who are there in the industry, if they want to scale up to the newer technologies, these certifications will add value. That is for both the type of people who are existing and who are upcoming. And now coming to the qualifications, as I mentioned that every tire, like if you are doing sciences, there is a tire of recruitment. Even if you are doing engineering, ECE people has a different tire. As I mentioned that they are focused more in networking and they are more focused in security. They are more focused in servers infrastructure because those people ECE and of course your domains like IT will be focused on. Whereas your computer science people, either they can focus on infrastructure or they can be focused even in development. So there is a piece for everyone. There is a piece for everyone. Like if I say about sciences or MCA or many other people who are there, as Madhu Kumar has asked me, same thing. It's that thing. Industry has wide domain of requirements. Things what we need to is we have to focus on the technology upfront. First, gain the mastery on the technology. Show your certification. Then automatically, I'll tell you, there are companies also. Not all the companies are MNCs. There are some MNC companies, some mid-range companies, some sector-oriented companies. Some you can see even the startup companies also. So once if you are technically certified, there are wide range of people who can take offer to you. And I'm not saying that everyone will get 10 lakhs and above. So it is again based on your academics, based on your communication skill, based on your many other factors, you can really fit into the opportunity. Thing is that, thing is that you need to do some kind of what we call as topmost industry required training. This is what which is which fits in. So that's why I always suggest you the certification. And just for a random outlook, just understand this one. How much a solutions architect is paid in America? You can see this one for a solutions architect associate. These are the what we call as IT skills and salary survey. I tell you, they are paying about 117,000, almost $10,000 per month. Okay, this is what the salary scale for solutions architect is. Even in India also, you can assume not in dollars, the same one in rupees. So people are offering for well certified people about 10 to 15 lakhs also minimum. That is the starting salary. They can even go beyond that once if they showcase themselves that they are fit to the requirements more than expected to a higher scale also. See this one. This is only just for your understanding how much amount of pay scales you get across. Okay, I hope this is clear. I hope. But is there any eligibility? Amazon doesn't keep any eligibilities, or they will not ask any of your background, where you are coming or from which country you are coming. They only see the technicalities. You want to learn something technicalities? Please learn. Whether you are coming from 10th class or intermediate plus 2 or engineering or sciences, no, they don't see anything. They only see that how much you have gained the knowledge. Even the exam also, before the exam, they don't ask for your certificates. They ask only your identity card. That's all. Your identity card that they have to show. You have to showcase that you are so and so. That genuinity they will see, and then you can start preparing the exam. So if you are coming from a sciences background, if you are coming from an engineering background, yes, there are various scales which are there. So and second thing, like as I mentioned, this is out of my experience. I tell you, sometimes if the resource scarcity is come, then I don't bother about the person's really educational qualification. I see whether he can do my task or not. That is the thing. That is the thing. Most of the industries, you see that when the skills are not in the market, they don't worry about what their academy is. They only just pull out the people who can really work on so and so tasks. Okay, I tell you this one. This is the baseline for any requirements to be met. So keeping this in view, yes, there is a room for all type of technologies. Only thing is that the path is that once you take up this profile, you need to go through the complete content and also hands-on experience in all the tasks. Please understand this one. Without having networking knowledge, if you just start working on some networking tasks, it is useless. So no, no, no. Someone teach me, then I will do. This is not the kind of attitude what industry is looking. You need to showcase yourself the complete solution. Here, the two things: the solutions, the architect. Solutions means that you need to provide end to end. You will understand about it. You may be working on a lead, or you may be working initially with a professional also, but still, we need to have the complete technicalities. And here in this course, under my guidance, I generally teach all the technicalities behind for implementation. So that is the reason why the salaries are comparatively higher in this particular domain. Okay. So now there are about 15 modules in this syllabus. Like I tell you, these are all completely technicalities, like into the cloud architecting, the storage, compute, database, networking, how to connect networks. You have applications like VPN, and of course, all these things will be coming. Securing. These are all 15 modules which are there. Probably today it will be very high for you to understand, but definitely we should know all the knowledge wise, and we have a breakup for each and every services also, what needs to be done and what needs to be learned, etc. is very well clear. And this is how what I generally wish to tell you in the presentation. Yeah, any quick questions from all of you? Please ask me.
Sir, do you mean that think that any graduate
Yes.
can do this certification?
Yes.
Suppose if he's good in knowledge, communication skills,
Yes.
irrespective of his qualification, just BCom or any graduate can get an opportunity in Amazon, not in
Absolutely.
Amazon,
Absolutely.
any other company which is using Amazon Web Services,
Right,
right?
right. Absolutely. There is the answer in your question itself. See, what I mean to say, there are various class of segments in the industry. Like you can see about startup companies are there, mid-range companies are there, MNC companies are there. Many type of ranges are there. If you are doing very well and good, yes, I have seen several people also in my career who has I mean, who has good technical knowledge and who might not have much beautiful career in academics, beautiful career, but still they are working very fine, very fine. Or some of the members, after working for a few years also, they are starting startup companies also, because all they need is that how to bring out the solution to the client, right? So even you can also see in the Naukri.com or Monster.com, for some of the members who has some questions, they can see there is a piece of requirement for all classes. Thing is that without worries, we need to first focus on the complete domains knowledge. If you have domain knowledge, see, thing is that again I tell you, if you want to get greater pay skills, you can even achieve multiple domain knowledge. Like no, the popular demand in the IT market is one of them is cloud. The others also, we have data science is also there. We have other domains like cyber security is also there. We have domains like knowledge, like even server knowledge is also there. Beautiful, various kind of. If you have your good bandwidth, you can even have parallels also along with that. So that what we have is that client will not think about all these things. He wants a piece of a solution to be implemented. So if we gain knowledge multiple ways, see, the first day we will not become leaders. Thing is that we have to stretch up. We have to have the acceptance of understanding the what we call as the technology. So that is all which is needed. Yes, yeah. Yes, Madhu. Any other question?
Good, good, very good, excellent, sir.
Yeah. So thing is that what I generally suggest everyone is that keep aside about your fund, about your if anyone is having any in the lower, they feel that no, I didn't come from computer science background or I didn't do BTech, nothing like that. Many people who are even diplomas also, who are doing very well, not only in our state, in every state. It is the global knowledge which we see. For example, in developed countries, they don't really ask your academic qualifications. Even your client will ask, "Oh, you are certified in AWS. Okay, then you can you do this task to me?" In that way, they generally focus. No doubt whether you have a high percentage, that is mandate for your getting your visas and all those things. But other than that, things are different. Things are different.
I have one more question.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there
Suppose
is. Yeah.
a student or any person who is having, or any professional who is working in different sector, just he is having knowledge on computers, right? He can use, how to use a laptop, Windows operating system. Whether, suppose if he join your course, whether he can cope up and go for certification, get the knowledge, or any prerequisites are there. Must and should have knowledge of Linux, must and should have knowledge of networking concepts. Any such type of things are there. Just I want.
I'll tell you about this one. There is also a question from Tarun, what difference between cloud engineer and cloud engineer with Linux support. See, I'll tell you both the answers. Yeah, Madhu, I'll just say about that. See, thing is that very clear. The aspiration to become a cloud engineer is first thing which is mandate. Okay, so whether he has a little bit, as I mentioned in my prerequisites itself also, basic background on networking is enough, not beyond that. But he should have an aspiration. See, there are some people who has, no, I want to become a passion. Some people may not be masters on day one, but four ways of learning. One is through through the instructor. Second one is also going through the websites, popular websites. Okay, and not only that, reading the reference books, going through the what we call as the experts advices, that is can be from YouTube or any other seminars or symposiums, and also prepare the documentation well, going through the labs, more and more practice. So these are the four ways you can gain knowledge. So if you balance all these four, maybe the person who has the expertise in a different area can learn faster. Suppose to answer Tarun's question also, if you have a Linux knowledge, you can learn faster. If you do not have, go through that. Go through that. But there is nothing which is saying that this is not interrelated to this one. You will get a knowledge much higher than. As I mentioned that if you have one domain knowledge, if you have second domain, you can club and you can do more things. If you have bandwidth, third domain also you can do. But it comes gradually. It doesn't come on one fine day. For everything there is a starting. We need to start. We need to expand. We need to expand, and then we can become, one day you can become a champion also. You can lead a team of 50 members, 100 members, 1,000 members also, like that. So this is how the leaders are grown. The day one, you have to start. You have to explore. You have to master it, and then you have to reach your aim. So this is how the flow chart is, and this is one of the domain which will definitely give you career. And the prerequisites, once again I repeat, there is no prerequisites. They have to have a good knowledge of aspiration, but a little bit of networking knowledge is required. Whether Linux knowledge is there or not, it's okay. But at least even in their college also, if they have learned, there are some few commands like ls minus l or something like that, it is enough. But I'll give sufficient guidance during the part of the training of how to learn even the Linux in their background. Because there are some recorded sessions also along with me. I can share those recorded sessions where they can practice some basic Linux commands, basic network commands. So I have some sessions also. Only thing, they have to put effort. They have put effort. Once if you put effort, definitely, and if you have questions, you can always ask me, so that I can give a smaller answer. I can even share some documentation. I can share some kind of difficulties which they face. It's all on their efforts. It's all on their efforts. But what is guaranteed during the part of the training is the syllabus which is recommended by AWS Academy. And the benefits which you get is that one is the portal also will be there, and the second one, portal access will be given, and second one is the certification. If they do that, they'll be globally recognized. They'll be globally recognized, and opportunities. Believe me, they'll get like anything. They'll not keep quiet also if anyone is certified. They'll not keep quiet. They'll always has an enhancements towards the knowledge, enhancements of the knowledge. That is what which is there. As to answer more about this cloud engineer and cloud engineer with Linux support, yes, you have Linux knowledge. Linux is always helpful in what we call as various domains. And cloud domain also, see, there are many what we call as applications which are running on Linux. The only advantage is of Linux is that is GNU. So we don't pay any, like if I want to say, like a VPN server, I demonstrate on an Ubuntu server, right? So if you have a Linux server, you can do it at a faster rate. Faster rate. For the others, they have to invent and discover, or they have to see, copy, paste everything. But still, they can do. They can. The documentation is there. They should know how to view the documentation and do. And thing is that every lab experiment will be done and showcased to you. And then also additional support, what we do is that as part of the training, we give the recorded sessions of all the labs, so that you can practice even later in the midnight or night or evening or anytime whenever you have convenient time. But practice is essential. We have Monday to Friday classes. Saturday, Sunday is good time for you to practice. I always say that please don't miss any of the class, which is highly helpful for you all. Okay, so this is my sincere thing. Yeah. And meanwhile, any other questions, please ask. I hope I answered, Madhu, your
Yes,
question.
yes, excellent answer.
Okay.
Acha, are you going to share recording sessions? No, only
Not
lab
complete,
should be.
only the lab part
Okay.
I share, because see, the thing is that if you have 2 hours 3 hours of recording, you may not know also which one is what we call as where exactly your doubt is there. If I give you a 10 minutes 15 minutes, it's easy for you to do the lab. And also you have an aspiration, okay, once you complete the lab, what will be for tomorrow's class, how should I do this, like that. Okay, so that's why we have cut short and all. And the most important, the lab part we have given, and
And what about this
theoretical part,
PPTs material, PDFs?
yes, we generally share. The daily notes also will be shared. We'll be having a WhatsApp group, and also we'll also have what we call as I have kept all the notes and sessions also in a Google Drive. I'll share the link. So once you have that link, you can see daily wise sessions and also reference documentation, and also many things also are there. Once the course is complete, I'll also focus on the exam part. So the exam preparatory is very important, very important exam preparatory. So I'll be giving the most commonly asked questions, the notes also, and with that I think you can even achieve your certification. That is also part and part of the program, the exam preparation also. Yes.
Okay, good.
So that is also covered along with your completion of course completion. And there are many number of people, more than 15 to 2000 members who got trained under me, and most of them are certified. Most of them means like about more than 1000 people got certified under me. So gives a greater advantage for a person who gets certified. And also I tell you, you get a 70 you get a discount of 50%. That itself will cover your. I mean, if you go from outside, you have to pay $150. So here you get 50% discount. So that is also one big advantage once you go through the academy. Yeah, any other questions from it? Yeah, Tarun, which role is there about? This is solutions architect. Yes, solutions architect. So we have various roles. The presentation is there. The course duration is approximately, see, it requires about 45 to 50 hours of training. So what we do is that month to 35 days approximately the training will be there. About 5 weeks, which will be there. Daily 1.5 hour from 7:30 to 9. Yes, sir.
Anand, I have two questions. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. I think it's quite interesting.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, the first question is, yeah, do you think taking a certification or taking the training now, do you think the market now is already a little saturated, or do you think there is a lot of opportunities still left for us? I'll tell you my background. I'm a build support kind of engineer, not so much into DevOps, but yeah, I have 10 plus years of experience. So will this course be also relevant to me and looking for a better role in cloud engineering?
Okay. So to answer your first question, I'll tell you, even during when I was studying college, like when the processor of 386 was invented, my head of the department mentioned that, oh, there is something which a rocket is coming into our college. In that way, he has exaggerated. He said that a 386 CPU, it's a 32-bit technology, and there is saturated. Oh, technology has come across. Later on, during 90s also, when I started working in, so whatever is invented is already invented. Now internet has come, multimedia has come, and so and so, so and so. What else is there? Everything has come across. And in 2010 also, in 14 also, I was said the same. Whatever has come is the invention of smartphone has come, the invention of cloud has come, the invention. See, we keep hearing market saturation, 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 but there is
Okay.
always a scope for everyone. The technology is not saturated for
Okay. Okay.
right. I just gave you
Okay.
an
Okay.
example to make you more
Yeah. Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. 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 I got.
One
I got
more.
it.
Sir, I
I
will tell
have.
you. Sir, just 1 minute. Just sorry for interruption.
Yes, yes.
Just who called Tarun? Na?
Sandeep, I think.
Sandeep, your question is excellent. In industry, in IT industry today, what biggest challenge in IT industry is quantity is there, quality is not there. That's what
Absolutely,
sir is
absolutely.
that what sir is saying. After going to the sir class, the advantage you are going to get is quality. That today we have lakhs of people are BTech professionals are there, engineers are there, but quality, the industry is always looking for quality. If quality person is there, irrespective of his
Absolutely.
qualification, everything, they are ready to pay even 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs also in India. That is a jump, but industry is not getting a quality manpower. So here very important thing is quality. We have people always tell that saturation, no saturation at all. IT, there is no saturation.
Yes, absolutely. Well said, Madhu. Really,
Yeah.
it is an excellent answer. Industry is an outlook for the qualified people. Again, I repeat, qualified people. And second thing, for your answering for the second question, your question itself has more than 50% answer. It's like this thing. As I
Okay.
mentioned, yeah, it's like if you have aspiration and a zeal to do, first do that. What you are really investing? Is this money or time? One, we should think about it. We are not investing money. Money, what you are investing is peanuts. But the thing what you are investing, everyone please think into consideration, is the time. Time to read the technology, time to grasp the technology in our brain. First, give that particular preference, the time to do all the exercises. And then you will showcase into the industry. You will see excellent results. You will not keep quiet also once you have
Okay.
learned a particular technology. See, thing is that what you have qualification will not become a major barrier. But first thing is that learn. See, as my friend Madhu has said, please remember industry has a greater outlook for the qualified professionals. Qualification means one is towards academic, the other is professional. These certifications are called as professional certifications. Professional. Anyone can go through. Anyone can go through. If you are a certified, you will get an opportunity for interviews. That doesn't mean that your certificate will give you pay scale. No, you are eligible for interviews. Once you prove yourself, as I mentioned, that along with your professional skills, along with your technical skills, you need to have good amount of communication skills also to reproduce what the requirement is. If you can balance both, you can lead path not only for yourself, for 100 people also. That's how you become a leader. Okay, first day we may have several questions, but once we go into the curriculum, our focus will be more towards what we call as working on the technicalities. If one time, if it doesn't understand, don't feel embarrassed. Do for the second time, do for the third time. You will get it. Read. As I mentioned, that you are investing time. You ask me, sir, what are all the books I need to read? I'll give you, to start with, you go through this one. You go through this one. I'll not give big, large PDFs which contains 1,000 pages and 2,000 pages. It won't work in real world. Real world is that we have a bandwidth, maybe I'll say that 2 hours or 2.5 hours or 3 hours for us to read. So we can read in that particular time. Quality reading is necessary. And also doing the exercises, gaining expertise. Once you do the exercise, second time when you are asked to do the exercise, same thing, without anyone's support or without anyone's help, if you do, then you have attained the perfection, the success. So this is how we our learning scale should cope up. Once you have achieved to a level, you can go for your certification, you prove yourself, then you can go for the industry is also what they generally do. Once your resume is shortlisted, they'll call for an interview, and if you don't answer the questions what the industry's outlook, then again there will be a problem. So this is what is the main focus is. See, there are a number of people who enter into the industry and then they return back after 6 months or 1 year in a dummy because they are not able to cope up what the industry's requirement, or they'll feel mentally stressed. But if you know the technicalities and if you are going for a particular role, if you know that, you will be the happiest person. Each and everyone I'm saying, you will be the happiest person because you know what you are supposed to do and you are only called for that. And once if you do things happily, you will always be elevated for further tasks. So if you are doing all the tasks, then you are the leader. Is this clear? So yes, to answer the other questions.
Yes,
Yeah,
thanks, Anand.
yeah, welcome. So
Thanks,
to
Anand.
answer, yes, yes, thank you. If you have any other questions also, you can ask. So it will be weekdays, Monday to Friday, no weekends. Okay, weekends are good for you to practice. This particular batch is mainly meant for weekdays, Monday to Friday, all days. Dot 7:30 we will start, maybe 1 or 2 minutes the other side. We will start with a review of what has happened yesterday. My assumption is that everyone be on time, and then we can focus on the questions if you have, and then we will start working on the day's technology. So everyone be ready because I'll also focus about account creation, and then once the account creation is done, we will start working on the exercise also. And the second important thing is that whoever wants to have any questions, please do ask me. So by this what we call a Saturday, finish off all your enrollments, and then I will be also giving you access to what we call as the portal to the AWS, where you can go through all the materials which are there from Amazon Academy itself. And second thing is also I'll also give access to the reference books, or additionally my documentation, where you can get each and every sessions, what is the class notes or etc. But please listen each and every class, that will be helpful. And also I'll give you access to the YouTube videos also, where you can prepare your lab exercises from day to day, time to time. Okay, so this is how every day 7:30 to 9, most possibly 5 minutes this side or the other side, we will be concluding. Okay, so that is how. If there is any deviation during Monday to Friday because of so-called festivals or something like that, then we may use a reserve day on Saturday. But otherwise, please, I would tell everyone to please prioritize your priorities to Saturday, Sundays only. Mostly we will be having Monday to Friday classes, dot 7:30 onwards to dot 9. So is this okay for all of you, or is this any other questions? Please let me know. So as I mentioned that it requires about 45 to 50 hours of total duration. So it is not completely static. It is something like that. So even if I take 10 hours a week, it is 1.5 hours into 5 days, or 2 hours into 5 days. It will come across to 5 weeks of duration. So curriculum is very well planned, decided. We have to focus on all the exercises. And my suggestion to everyone is that do the exercises every day, same day itself. Don't postpone to some other day and tell no, I had some work or something like that. It may easy for us to hear, but it will not really work in the real time. And also I'll be giving, as my friend Madhu has mentioned, that I'll also be giving some referent documentation also for you to enhance your skills. Like, I do not have knowledge on Linux, how do I learn? I'll give you the topology of. I do not have a little, I only know about little bit knowledge on networking, I want to learn a little bit. Okay, I'll give you some reference videos. It will not be very too high. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour is good enough. Even you can learn Linux essentials also within a week's time, daily spending about half an hour time. That part also you can do. Very easily you can do. You can learn also. Only thing, a little bit from your side, a bandwidth is required and a zeal or aspiration to learn. You show first you are qualified, then you ask the industry whether you are getting or not. Because if we ask all the questions on day one, I mean, will I get or not, then you will always be in panic. So in that way, our brain will not accept what we are going to read. Is this clear, everyone?
Thank
Any
you.
other question from any other members? I'm ready to take up questions. This session is mainly meant for questions. Also, the day one is mainly to give a broad overview. So in my today's session, I started with what is cloud. We started with what is cloud, and we also spoke about cloud, the technicalities, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. We also learned about various cloud providers and why I have chosen Amazon Web Services and what are all the components in Amazon Web Services, the basic platform, right from compute layers, storage layers, and all the components we just discussed. And also we have gone through the certifications and the pattern and what all the things will be covered, the technicalities will be covered in modules, and of course, the roles once you have your certification. Yeah. Any other questions before we log off for today? Anyone? So it's nice seeing all of you for today. Yeah. Yeah. Someone is muting. Yeah, you can ask before we sign off for today. No, that's okay. So I hope I have answered all of your questions and given a brief outline about what all is supposed to know for a person who has to enter into this domain. So let us have a fruitful beginning and let us meet tomorrow 7:30 dot. Okay. Thank you everyone for your time. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
We'll catch you tomorrow. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Anand.